ज़्यादा हिल रहा है ना?
एक बार वो सेट हो जाए. हाँ, ऑल गुड टू गो.
या
स्टार्ट whenever.
बराबर है.
पंखा बंद कर देना.
अरे भाई आवाज़ नहीं.
Okay. So hello, here we have Joanna ma'am who will be doing our interview for consumer persona. So why don't you tell us a little about yourself before we get right into it?
Sure. My name is Joanna and I teach Society and Business to PG1 students for this term. While I'm not from Pune, but still I've been here for the last 25 years now. And in my family I have my husband and twins who are 16-year-olds and 2 Cocker Spaniel dogs whom I love very much. That's about me.
So like if I were to give you 3 words to describe yourself, what would you choose?
Analytical, but still very spontaneous, and sometimes rigid as well.
So like what would you say a typical day in your life would look like?
Currently, with my family not being here, it is all work. I come to college, I do consulting, and manage home. So
Okay.
it's very, very simple, but yeah, quite hectic and busy as well.
Very work oriented.
That's right.
Okay, so if you had one day off of your work, what would you do? What would you prefer doing in that time?
Read a book, paint, laze around.
Okay, you're more on the artistic side, I
Yeah.
see. Okay, so are you more of an online shopper or do you prefer going offline? Is it ease or what do you prefer?
As my earlier statement, I am lazy. I don't like to venture out much. I used to, but not anymore. I prefer the quietness.
Okay.
So anything urgent or necessary, I prefer online.
I think that will make it easy for your
That's
work life
right.
also.
That's right.
So like over the years, how do you think your purchasing behavior has changed towards any product in particular also or in general?
I was never a shopper, but necessities were only things that I would look for. Sometimes over the period with online shopping, probably I've become a little spontaneous. I can't call it impulsive, but spontaneous in my purchases. And yeah, I enjoy it as well.
I think all of us do that sometimes.
Right.
sometimes. So like how we are being bombarded with ads nowadays. So what kind of ads mainly grab your attention? Like do you go for the ones which are more emotional or do you just go for what they explain the product to be as?
Visually appealing, one is they should be visually appealing, and second, obviously, if there is a emotion attached to it or sustainability attached to it, it always strikes a note.
Definitely. So do you think like every product that you use somehow resonates to the kind of a person you are? Your personality is enhanced by that?
Absolutely. So it helps me to choose a product, because if it doesn't make sense that it would be in my life, I don't purchase it.
True. So like do you think if a company were to give you a good product but it didn't align with your values, would you still go for it?
I may choose not to.
Okay. So like also like sometimes all these things are premiumly priced just because they align with your values and they use it as a plus point. So would you be willing to pay extra for a product like that?
If there is a genuine cause behind it, I would definitely purchase it, even if it is slightly expensive. But if it's just gimmick, marketing gimmick, then definitely, like today, there are most of the products, they are either called natural products or they are eco-friendly, but they may not be supporting a cause. So
Just for name's sake
yeah,
sometimes.
everything is organic, everything is, so just for the sake of that, I may not purchase it. But if there is a cause attached to it, that there is something happening, for like example, helping hands, they help cancer patients with their profits, they tend to give a part of it there. In that case, yes, I would.
Okay. Definitely an emotional person then.
Yes.
Okay. So like, could you name a few products or like even just one product that you've been loyal through all these years?
All these years, you want an FMCG or?
Anything that you prefer. Like maybe like a watch company that you've been loyal to.
I've been loyal to Tata's most of the
Products. Understandable where you come from. That's my mom who have a company there. So any specific reason why you would opt for that particular thing?
There has always been an attachment with the way the company is. Never heard them cheat or do fraudulent activities or the product may be a little expensive sometimes, but at least I know that where I'm paying it is not getting wasted
Again,
or it's not for personal gains.
Okay, it aligns with your values
That's
again. So like, if you were to see a new product, what would be the first thing that you notice about it? Is it gonna be like the price, the design?
Whether it is useful for me.
Okay.
The usability would be my topmost priority, that do I really need it? If I don't need it, I may not go for that purchase.
So like, so a lot of times we get carried away with the ads. Like,
True.
maybe the product is not much of use, but the storytelling of the brand and the ad itself captures your attention so instantly.
Yes.
So, like I don't know if you remember or if you've seen it, but there's this Fortune Tel ka ad which goes on about meeting army people with their house around it. So the moms come and cook for them. So all that sometimes it triggers the emotional part of you to buy a product. So would you say it was an influence?
No.
You're more analytical here.
It comes very straight that it is just a marketing gimmick.
Okay.
So if they were really doing it, I would, if I have read about it or I know that for a fact that yes, they are actually doing it, I may support them. But just to make it a selling point, no, it doesn't work with me.
Okay. You don't get carried away as easily as me. So, are you like a planned purchaser, or do you like? I know you've said that you're a
Spontaneity.
impulsive person sometimes, but like most of the products, like,
Most of the products are planned or based on necessity.
okay. Is there any product that you particularly love, like absolutely love and cannot do without? Maybe like on a daily basis that you prefer.
I like Lakme products.
Okay.
Like sometimes I don't purchase any other cosmetics, even though they may be better probably. But somehow my liking is towards Lakme. But Dove is another brand that I like. I think that's about it.
Okay. Do you think it brings out like a kind of emotion from you? Like, does it make you feel strong, or does it feel empowering?
I just like the product.
You just like the product. Okay. So do you associate with the brand in some sense? Like, do you believe in the kind of marketing they have done? Like I think Dove goes for subtleness.
That's
So
right.
Do you resonate?
And it's not just over the period, it has also proven right. Like the products are not harsh, they don't really harm you in any sense. So it's same goes for Lakme.
Okay. So you believe in the
Yeah, and
way
I've
that
used
they
it
do
and I have liked what the product is what they say it is.
Okay. So, like any other product would be appreciated. Like, would you go for so we go for shopping. So, like West Side is something I personally prefer a lot. It gets me every time. So I go for subscriptions or like membership cards. So is there any company that has gotten you to that level when you purchased a membership card and you just know you're gonna go for it?
I have again the Titan Inner Circle card.
Okay. I think everybody who have been in the watch section for a long
Yeah.
time. believes
So it's
that.
an inner circle is for all Tata products, whether it is Tanishq, whether it is their Taneira clothes, or it is the watch or anything.
So you have a
card-
proper membership?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know they have memberships.
Yes.
So is there any product that has exceeded your expectations? Like you buy it thinking like, okay, this is gonna solve the purpose, but then it goes beyond that.
I think this Country Delight recently.
Correct?
Country Delight is they started off with the milk products,
Okay. Okay.
and they then have introduced a lot of other products now. I think they have exceeded my expectations. I tried it out, and so they have this coconut water that comes every morning if you put it as a subscription, and you get a superb fresh coconut water every single morning. Never
So you
a
believe
complaint.
that it's completely natural. That's why you use it, or just
One is their service, that then I've never seen them fail. If they promise a 5:30 delivery, it is there at 5:30 in the morning. And even just in case once or twice the product was bad, the response was very quick, and they made amends to that very quickly.
So after sales purchases also
Was excellent.
Okay. So coming to the bad side of products, is there any product that you have lost touch with or you left because it was kind of not serving or doing what it promised to?
Can't think of anything right now.
I mean, that's a difficult thing. You don't probably leave out a product that you're using. But is there like any product that you had been using and then you switched to one of these like Dove and Lakme?
I think not a product, but probably service.
Okay.
I think I moved on from Big Basket to a lot of other
Yeah, I
online.
think Big Basket is more on the higher scale.
And it's now overrated probably.
Yeah, okay.
So I have moved on from Big Basket.
That's
to
a very Gen Z way to put it down. So, like, do you think so? A lot of people who use such products or services are not that educated. So, do you about the products or per se in general education? But do you think your profession and your education plays a role in what kind of products you are going
Absolutely, absolutely. It makes a lot of difference when I would evaluate a company or service on very different parameters than somebody else would.
Okay, so do you think
When
of
I
it
read, so if you ask me if I purchase fast fashions, I don't, because I understand the way they have,
they produce?
So I don't want to support them at all. So I don't purchase those products.
So are you more like when you're purchasing, is it more on a family oriented scale? Do you think about your family or do you put yourself first?
Not really, mostly purchases are my decisions,
Okay.
but I would check with them if they have any other options or anything else that they would prefer to. But mostly kids are still teenagers, so they have no opinion about anything. And husband is all right with my decision.
Anything you pick. So like talking about kids and family, is there anything that they have influenced for you to change? Like any product that you had been using different, but then your kid comes along and says like, you know what, try this is better. Is there a change?
I think clothes are for them. The purchase is for them. Probably I may be purchasing it from West Side or Shoppers Stop, and then they say that no, purchase it from a different place.
So
Because it's their purchase and their
opinions and
so
everything
yeah.
that comes in. Understood. So like have you realized any change in your buying behavior after your marriage? Like is it more oriented towards you? Like I know you said he's okay with everything that
Yeah.
you go and buy, but like
Yeah, it would be more inclusive. I would think whether it makes sense or should we buy or do we really. So from I to we, that thought comes into picture, of course.
very sweet of you. So would you say your approach when purchasing essentials on a daily basis is different from what you purchase when you go for a durable thing? Like maybe you put in too much thought
Of course.
into it.
So if it's a white good or bigger purchase, it would become a lot of research and understanding, comparison between products, what's good, the market ratings, everything, the overall the history of the product, how it has sustained through the years. So a bigger purchase, obviously a lot of thinking would go into it, but normal daily groceries I am ready to open up and try also.
Okay. So like do you think the kind of regular goods you use, you do not mind if it doesn't resonate with your values that much, or
I may give it a try though. Like if something is new on the shelf, I'm not averse to giving it a try.
so like you know how you go out, you're supposed to purchase something, but given the number of choices in the market, you get confused. So what are the like few frustrations that come out? Like, so I go out with my mom, and nowadays it's all malls, and when we go shopping, it's randomly just like my mom is like going here and there, and she's just trying to catch hold of me, like stop. So is there anything that you face like that? Is there like a dilemma that you face?
I think malls are a bad idea.
Okay.
Just for window shopping, I don't mind, but while purchasing, I do find it really stressful to go in so many shops and keep on seeing the same things over and over again, trying to figure out what to buy. So, or else I make up my mind and then go that okay, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to buy. Go there, do it, and come back.
Okay, so you prefer lesser options or like?
Yeah, so as I said that if it is a sari purchase, I may only go to one or two particular shops, and because I know that this is what I want. But I wouldn't want to go in a market where there are like 10-15 shops and keep on hopping from one to other. I can't
It's
do that.
time consuming as
Yeah.
well. So is there any brand that you completely avoid? Like, you know, there are a lot of brands nowadays doing practices that are not ethical also.
Hmm.
They're in the market just because of the brand name that they have gotten.
So as I said, fast fashion is something I definitely
not
avoid.
just fashion
Hmm.
also, just maybe soaps that you are completely avoiding, or like basic food related stuff also. So you were saying, I'm sorry, what is the brand? The milk brand.
Country Delight.
Country Delight. So is there any reason why you would avoid a different thing? Like Amul is something which is so famous, but you decided to mention Country Delight.
I think Amul I would avoid in Maharashtra, but if I was in Gujarat, I would prefer to go with Amul because probably the manufacturing unit there has far better quality of product there. So I have tried using Amul for many years. I switched to Chitle and then I switched to Country Delight. So because one is the taste and the services, but yeah, Amul not because of any other reasons, but I prefer the taste now of Chitle or
Just gotten
Yeah.
used to it.
yeah,
maybe.
probably.
So would you like mention a recent purchase that has actually been useful to you, and you didn't realize that it would be of so much use? Because I have a product like that.
Would dog food count?
Oh, you are a dog now. Okay.
So, yeah, we used to do Royal Canine for a very long time, but then recently I've purchased this dog food which lasts over a couple of months that I have really liked. So I have switched my preference from Royal Canine to a different brand. No, that's not the brand, I can't remember it now.
No, it's fine. So, like, do you ever regret shopping? Like, impulsive buying is one thing, but a lot of people do not exactly regret it. Like me, I'm like, it's okay, you deserve it. So, are you that kind of a person, or do you sometimes regret what you bought and you're like, nahi yaar, nahi karna chahiye tha?
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes I do. Can't relate.
Sometimes I do feel that this was an unnecessary purchase. I should have thought through much
Guilt
a
is
little bit
real.
more, a little bit more than what I did.
Okay, so what would you say of all when I talk about a favorite brand? What exactly pops up into your mind? And what would be your reaction if it someday disappears from the world?
Oh my god. Tanishq.
Oh my god, okay. A very basic brand.
I would feel very very sad not to see Tanishq around
Okay.
because it kind of gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of the kind of jewelry and products that they have. So that is one probably time I don't want to see it.
Okay. So could I say that you're more towards jewelries and everything?
Not really, but I like to purchase even if not for myself, even for others because
Okay,
it's
give
kind
it.
of it adds value to the purchase. So I like to do
Has a
that.
class. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This was a
It
pleasure.
was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.